Hello friends, I am Aher Alka from RBNB College, Srampur. I am from Physics Department. Today we study the chapter Mechanical Properties of Fluid. Now, what is the fluid? What are the properties of fluid? We know matter consists of solids, liquids and gases. We know solid having definite shape and size, liquid and gases does not have the definite shape and size. Now, the liquid and gases having the property to flow, thus we can say that the liquid and gases collectively are called as fluid. Liquid and gases are collectively called as fluid. What is the fluid? The fluid that can flow. The substance which can flow, it is called as fluid. A substance which can flow under the action of force, it is called as fluid. Now, there are various properties of ideal fluid. The properties of ideal fluid. We can say that properties of ideal fluid. The first property for ideal fluid, that is, it is incompressible. It is incompressible. Incompressible means it does not compressible, the density is constant. Density is constant. Now, the second property, it is irrotational. That is, it does not rotate. That is, we can say that the fluid friction, there is no fluid friction. Now, the third property, or we can say that it is irrotational, that is, it does not rotate, and suppose it is having the flow is non-viscous or the flow is non-viscous, that it having the fluid friction. And the fourth property, the velocity of the fluid is constant. These are the various properties of the ideal fluid. That is, we can say that these properties of ideal fluids are, it is incompressible, it is irrotational, the flow is no viscosity, and the velocity of the flow, it is constant. There is ordinary properties of the liquid, that is properties of fluid. The first property of the fluid, that is, it can deform or it does not deform. That is, we can say that it is permanently deformed. What is the permanently deformed? Suppose we take the example of water. Suppose there is a water, and if it is dropped on the ground, it is permanently deformed. Now, second property, the fluid is having ability to flow. Having ability to flow. These are the various properties of fluid. What is the deformation? You know, what is the deformation? Deformation means change in dimension, deformation. It is change in dimension. Change in dimension, and the force which changes the dimension, it is called as deforming force. Suppose this is the box. If the force is applied to this box, the shape and size of this box changes. It is called as deformation. In case of solid, this is for only solid, that is there is a shearing stress. This is the property of solid. Now if the force is applied like this is the compressive stress. Suppose this is the box. This is the box. Force is applied like this towards this. This is called as compressive stress. Now suppose the force is applied in the outward direction. There is a change in length in outward direction, and it is called as tensile stress. This is all about the fluid. Now there is a flow under the action of fluid or under the action of force. Thus we can say that the pressure is force per unit area. There is a concept that is pressure. Pressure is force per unit area. Pressure is defined as it is force per unit area, where P is pressure, F is applied force, A is area of cross section. Now the SI unit of pressure. SI unit of pressure. The SI unit of pressure, the unit of SI unit of the force is Newton, and SI unit of area is meter square. Therefore, SI unit of this pressure is Newton per meter square. This is the SI unit of pressure. Now there are different units of this pressure, that is bar and torr. These are also the units of pressure. 1 bar is equal to 1 bar is equal to 10 raised to 5 Newton per meter square. This is the new unit, that is bar and torr. This is all about the pressure. Now we can say that, suppose we consider the fluid or liquid in container. Here we can say that the liquid, it is at rest, or fluid is at rest. Now suppose there is a river. In this case fluid is in motion. In this case fluid is in motion. Consider these two cases. In first case, the fluid taken in the container, that is we can say that fluid is at rest, and suppose there is a river, we can say that fluid is in motion. Now when, or we can say that the hydrostatic. It is the branch of physics. It is the branch of physics in which the fluid is at rest. It is the branch of physics in which the fluid is at rest. It is called as hydrostatic. Now, in case of hydrodynamics, it is the branch of physics in which the fluid is in motion. The branch of physics, it is called as hydrodynamics. Now, here we consider the fluid at rest. First case, we consider the fluid is at rest. We know that the fluid is at rest, that is, it is the branch of physics, hydrostatic, it is the branch of physics in which fluid is at rest. Now see, suppose this is the beaker and the fluid is taken in it, it is considered as fluid is at rest. Now we see the surface tension. Surface tension. Our main topic is surface tension. Study the surface tension. Now, what is the surface tension? It is the interesting property. It is the interesting property in which the fluid is at rest, that is like these. The examples of surface tension. Now, a spider walks on this free surface. This is called as, this is due to surface tension. Now suppose there is a raindrops and these raindrops are spherical. It is due to surface tension. Now there are soap bubbles. They are also in spherical space. They are also in spherical shape. It is called as, or these are the examples of surface tension. See, what is the surface tension? The examples of these, the surface tensions are, suppose the spider walks on this free surface, the raindrops are in the spherical shape, bubbles are also in the spherical shape. These are the examples of surface tension. Now, it is the interesting property of the fluid. Now see, what is the surface tension? This surface tension, it is due to, we know matter consists of, or fluid consists of number of molecules. The fluid consists of, or matter consists of number of molecules. There are the force of attraction between the molecules. There is force of attraction between the molecule. The force of attraction between the molecule, it is called as intermolecular force. It is called as intermolecular force. The force of attraction between the two molecules of the fluid, it is called as intermolecular force. These forces are of two types. There are two types of forces. The first is type of the intermolecular force, it is cohesive force. And another type is adhesive force. Intermolecular forces are of two types. The first is cohesive force, another is adhesive force. Then what is the cohesive force? Suppose we consider the water in a beaker. Now, these are the two water molecules. There is a force of cohesion in between these two molecules. It is the example of cohesive force. Now, what is the adhesive force? Suppose this is the water molecule and this is the solid molecule. This is the example of adhesive force. Then we can define cohesive force, the force of attraction between the two molecules of the same substance. See, we define the cohesive force, that is the force of attraction between the two molecules of the same substance. It is called as cohesive force. Now, adhesive force, the force of attraction between the different substance, it is called as adhesive force, that is the different substance. See, there are two types of intermolecular force. The first is cohesive force, another is adhesive force. Cohesive force, it is the force of attraction between the two molecules of the same substance. Here we take the example of two water molecules. These are the two water molecules, that is they have the same substance and the force of attraction, it is called as cohesive force. Now adhesive force, suppose there is a water molecule, there is a solid molecule, the force of attraction between water molecule and solid molecule, that is the force of attraction between two different substances, it is called as adhesive force. Then we see the some concept of these intermolecular forces. The intermolecular forces are the real forces and these are the short range forces. Suppose we consider the range of intermolecular forces. The range of intermolecular forces, that is we can say that these are the short range forces. Now suppose the molecule, it is at the center and the distance where the forces are effective, it is called as range of intermolecular forces. That is the distance up to which the intermolecular forces are effective. It is called as range of intermolecular forces. Now, next definition, sphere of influence. Suppose the molecule, it is at the center and if we draw the radius equal to range of intermolecular forces and the sphere is drawn, it is called as sphere of influence. See, suppose the molecule is at the center and this distance equal to radius and this radius equal to range of intermolecular forces, it is called as sphere of influence. Now in this case, see, we consider the sphere of influence and we see it is later. Now these are the sphere of influence. Now see the next definition, surface film. Surface film. In this case, the free surface, this thickness, it is called as surface film. This is called as surface film. Now we consider or we study the molecular theory of these intermolecular or the molecular theory of the surface tension. Molecular theory of surface tension. We study the intermolecular forces. There are two types of intermolecular forces, that is cohesive force and adhesive force. Now we study the molecular theory of the surface tension. Now in this case, we consider a water, it is on the rest or it is taken in the beaker. Now there are number of molecules. Suppose consider three molecules A, B and C. These are the molecules or we can say it is the sphere of influence. These are the three molecules. The molecule A, it is well inside the liquid. The molecule B, it is just below the liquid surface and molecule C, it is on the liquid surface. This XY and X dash Y dash shows the thickness and we can say it is called as surface film. Consider three molecules A, B and C. The molecule A, it is well inside the liquid. The molecule B, it is just below the liquid surface and the molecule C, it is just above the liquid surface. Now consider the molecule A. Consider this sphere of influence or molecule A. Consider this molecule A, which is well inside the liquid, that is there is a cohesive force. See, this is the liquid molecule, this is the liquid. Then these are the same material, therefore there is a cohesive force between this molecule and this drop. Therefore we can say that there is net cohesive force acting on the molecule. Net cohesive force. See, in this case, there is a cohesive force acting on this molecule and the net cohesive force acting on the molecule, it is in the all direction and the resultant cohesive force is equal to 0. Therefore, this molecule remains in the liquid. It remains in the liquid inside the liquid. Now, consider the molecule B. The molecule B, it is just below the liquid surface. Now, these are the liquid, or we can say these are the liquid, this is also water molecule, this is also water molecule, there is a cohesive force. Now, some part is above the liquid surface, there is a air molecule, that is there is adhesive force, there is a cohesive force, but the adhesive force here it is negligible. Why? The density of air it is negligible. Thus, we can say that total or the resultant cohesive force it is acting on this molecule and this molecule also tries pull inside the liquid. Now, the molecule C. This molecule C, half part of the molecule it is in the air, half part is in the inside the liquid. Again there is a cohesive force, there is a adhesive force. The resultant adhesive force is 0 due to air and the resultant cohesive force acting on this molecule is also pulled inside the liquid. See, what is the resultant here? See, molecule A, it is inside the liquid, B pull inside the liquid, C pull also inside the liquid. Now, this process continues and the number of molecules on the top of the surface, it is the total number of molecules are less, or the number of molecules on the top surface, on the free surface, they are molecules, these molecules are number in less. Therefore, we can say that this membrane, it is under, or there is a elastic membrane under the tension. Why there is a tension on this free surface? See, this molecule inside the liquid, B pulls inside, C also pulls inside. The number of molecule goes to inside. The number of molecule on free surface they are decreases, and the upper surface or free surface it is under tension. It contains or it behaves as elastic membrane. It is called as surface tension. Then what is the surface tension here? Surface tension. The concept surface tension comes here. See, there are number of molecules. This molecule tries to inside the liquid. The number of molecules on the surface film decreases. Therefore, the upper surface of liquid it behaves as a elastic membrane. It is under tension and it is called as surface tension. Then we can define the surface tension. The surface tension it is defined as it is force per unit length. It is the tangential force per unit length. Now suppose we can say this is the imaginary lines which are right angle and the force per unit length it is called as surface tension. We define the surface tension, that is T is equal to force per unit area, it is tangential force per unit length and it is called as surface tension. Therefore, SI unit of this surface tension. SI unit of surface tension, that is the SI unit of force, it is Newton, and SI unit of length, it is meter. Therefore, the SI unit of surface tension, it is Newton per meter.